What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Brienne Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Not much has changed since yesterday when we spoke to you guys. It does feel weird to record back-to-back days because usually we have a day in between. Usually some more stuff happens, but our lives have stayed exactly the same.
Yeah. For those listening, there's been a day in between, but for us, there has not. So there's really been not too much. I don't have much to update for you guys, because guess what? Seattle tickets still aren't on sale. Portland tickets, you can make sure. Portland tickets on sale. Trent will be there, so please make sure you get your tickets. Or Noah, were you about to say something?
No, I was just going to say, I think you should say that the Seattle date and time are not changing. That show is happening.
No,
it's just like we're going to find either a new venue or the same venue, but that show is happening regardless. Because I think some people were like, well, is the show not going to happen? So
no, the show is going to happen. It's just, at a certain point, the venue doesn't answer, gonna have to find a new place.
Have to shop around because this venue is dicking us around, and we don't appreciate that. But we're really excited for the tour.
I don't like to be dicked around.
We don't like to be dicked around. Not up in here.
Nope.
And we leave very shortly. We're really excited. We just had a meeting where we planned all of our activities. I tried to schedule in some nap time. I was shut down.
I gave you one designated morning sleep in out of 10
These
days.
people, man.
Rhea, what's a sleep in?
On a show.
What's a sleep in for you? What hour?
Well, I'm going to be confused because my body is going to be in a different time zone.
We're there long enough on the West Coast that we'll adjust at some point.
I just want to make sure we are all well rested. We're putting on shows. I think you guys are forgetting that part of it. We got to be well rested to put on the best show possible, or else I'm getting on stage drunk every night.
This is so on dirt of you.
I know.
We do, but we got open days every show day. We got nothing.
Oh, you're right. We could sleep in on the show days.
Yes, like on those days, there's only two show days that we have tentative plans.
You're right. I forgot about the show days where we could sleep in. Yes. That's very true. I just was making sure that we all get our rest. I'm sounding like a grandma, but it might be just because I think that I was trying to schedule in the nap time today because I had taken a really early flight from Florida to New York, and I was up really early. And so I was really tired. So my mind was just on getting a nap in.
Yeah, those flights sometimes make you more, like the shorter flights, I think, actually make you more tired when you land because you don't really have enough time to fully sleep on the plane. Like we're gonna be on a plane for 6+ hours to go.
I was one of the first flights to wear no masks.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
I did experience the airport and the airplane. That's a big thing that's happening.
That is, yeah. There's some pretty crazy videos.
I've seen videos of people cheering.
I mean,
that was not happening on my flight.
Mixed review. My friend was on a flight, like on the plane as the news was coming out. And it seemed kind of chaotic where some people were like, they're fighting with flight attendants about taking it off. Some were not, some were. It just felt like maybe that could have been a little bit of a more organized announcement. I know we've been talking about Girl from Plainville and that we are watching it. It's moving a little slow for me right now, but I started We Crashed on Apple TV. Very good. 2 episodes in. I like it a lot.
I'm hearing great things about that. And I think I may start watching it, or it's something I'm going to save for our multiple plane rides.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I've had like a lot of friends in the last 5-6 years who have worked at WeWork. And so it's like a little meta, but it's very interesting. And Jared Leto is he's really good. So is Anne Hathaway. So
yeah, you're not a big Anne Hathaway person, but I knew you would want to give her that credit right there. I'm excited to watch that. I've been rewatching Shameless, which I think if I've watched it before, but it was so long ago. I think if you haven't watched Shameless, you really have to. It's one of those shows that every single episode is very good. You know,
I've never watched it.
Some shows you could, there are so many seasons. I would say the first couple of seasons, every single episode is jam-packed, so good. There's not a boring episode in that show. So that's an oldie, but if you're looking for a show with a lot of seasons to occupy your time, that every single episode is really good, Shameless. I've been loving it. I've been watching it every night when I go to sleep.
Yeah, I have I've never watched Shameless. And it's one of those shows that I have been told to watch so many times, and so many people can't believe I haven't watched it, or like, you gotta watch it. And now it's turned into me being like, yeah. I think it's kind of daunting because it has a lot of seasons, and I know that a lot of people say it really falls off after a certain point. And when I start a show, I have to watch the whole thing. So I'm like, I'm going to end up watching the whole thing. And shows are just so much shorter these days. Got to go back to these longer seasons. But no, one day I'll watch one day. I did watch all of the Wilds. I never told either of you that the first season.
Yeah. How did you like that? The second season's coming out soon.
Yeah. I finished the whole first season. I liked it. I thought it was that came out obviously before Yellow Jackets, but I watched Yellow Jackets before, and I was like, oh, very, very similar type of situation here. Obviously different reasons of why these people were stranded on deserted islands and things like that, or just whatever, stranded after a plane crash. But I liked it. It was, I give it like a 6-8. Okay. I liked it. I didn't love it. I thought it felt like kind of silly at times.
What would you rank the Yellow Jackets then?
Yellow Jackets was like a 7-9 for me. I thought I liked Yellow Jackets better.
I never finished Yellow Jackets, which was a mistake by me because
major mistake. So good.
I know. I got to finish that.
But yeah, so the second season of The Wilds does come out soon, so can watch that. Although it just made me sad, like watching a show like that on that type of show on Amazon on Prime Video just made me sad about Panic. Like I just kept thinking about Panic. I was like, this show gets a second season, but Panic doesn't get a second season.
The fact that Panic didn't get a second season is right up there with the Society not getting a second season. Just doesn't make any sense. But some shows, they don't get that special treatment.
You guys watch High Fidelity, right?
Yes, that was a show that deserved a second season.
That's another show that's like, how did they not make a second season of this?
It was so good, but you know what? It was so good that it was one of those shows that I think definitely deserved a second season, but I'm okay with it being one season because the first season was very good.
Yeah, I just know that Zoe Kravitz and everyone wanted to have another, so I don't get why they can't just go to another platform or something.
I know. I mean, a lot of shows during COVID got canceled, which sucks. And so really good shows got canceled when other shows were brought back. I don't know the rhyme or reason behind some of it, but some of these shows really deserved more.
Yeah. Hashtag save the society.
Yep. We will always say that. All right.
Topic. Let's do it.
All right. Let's get into today's topics. We're going to be talking about the Kardashians in court with Blac Chyna. Revolve has issued an apology about their comparisons to the Fyre Fest. And Drake posted an interesting picture with Taylor Swift on Instagram. We were supposed to have an interview with Colby and Madeline from The Ultimatum on this episode. We were supposed to record with them in 15 minutes. They canceled. So we don't have that anymore. So this episode was prepared with that interview in mind. They just canceled. So
it's definitely a lot shorter. Apologies for being a shorter episode. We thought we were going to have the interview. And you know what? Madeline's very pregnant, so understandable, not feeling well. So super, super fine. Hopefully, hopefully we do get a chance to talk to them. I would really love to pick their brains about the show, but that is not happening on this episode. We're just going to get into our topics.
So let's start off with Kardashians and Blac Chyna.
You guys are looking for the perfect Wednesday pick-me-up. It is time to crack open a Celsius. We love Celsius. We have a ton of them in the office. I've been drinking them. I think they're delicious. They're great. I love when we have products come on board with us, things that we've had before, or tried before, and have liked and know from experience that friends like them and family drink them. It's great. We love to have Celsius on board, and Celsius is going to help you stay active and energized all day. They're made with premium ingredients, 0 sugar, 7 essential vitamins. So it's not like a traditional energy drink. They have delicious flavors. Some of them are watermelon, grape, mango, passion fruit, raspberry, acai, peach, mango, strawberry, guava, so many more. I had the peach. It was one of the tropical ones. It was like white peach. Oh my God, it was delicious. This is what I was drinking last week. I loved it. They also have different product lines for all situations, like the Celsius Heat, which includes caffeine to help boost energy to overcome any challenge, and the Celsius BCAA Plus Energy, which helps with recovery after a workout. They also have the Celsius On the Go, which are small powder packets in all their different flavors. So you can just add to your water bottle whenever you need a boost. You can go to Celsius.com to find a store near you, or you can order online at Amazon, Walmart, or Target. You guys know you order at any of those websites, it'll be at your door pretty quick, especially Amazon, and they have them all right there. So get your Celsius today. Live fit.
So the Kardashians have been in court with Blac Chyna. We've seen sketches now, and we're hearing some crazy stories come out of these courtroom meetings.
Yeah. So some background on this, right? Blac Chyna years ago filed a suit against the Kardashians, and it was in 2017. She filed a lawsuit against the entire Kardashian-Jenner family, all of them, including Kourtney and Kendall, who are not in the courtroom for the jury, picking the jury. Filed the lawsuit over claims of assault, battery, domestic violence, defamation, and interference with prospective economic relations. She accused Rob of being an abuser and his family of being media predators who pulled the plug on the former couple's show. She is seeking more than $40 million for loss of earning damages and more than $60 million in loss of future earning capacity damages. Obviously a lot of money. The Kardashian-Jenners have filed like a countersuit against Blac Chyna at some point after that as well, when it came to like her relationship with Rob. But they all gathered together in the courtroom in LA, and it was Khloe, Kim, Kris, Kylie, and their security team. Then it was Blac Chyna and her lawyer. And it says, so this is page 6's exclusive, that they were quite unhappy about apparently one juror. Page 6 was inside the LA Superior Court on Monday, while the Kardashian-Jenner attorney Michael Rhodes asked a group of potential jurors if they had strong positive or negative feelings towards reality television. And page 6 wrote, one potential juror, a man who appeared to be in his 50s or 60s, claimed that he never watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but noted, I have watched Kim Kardashian's sex tape, and I don't think I can be impartial on the case. The response elicited a roar of laughter from the other potential jurors sitting in the audience. After that remark, Khloe Kardashian was seen fixing Kim's long, dark locks as if to comfort her sister. Kris Jenner then shook her head after the same man reiterated to the judge that it would be difficult for him to serve as a juror because he would be, quote, replaying that sex tape over and over again in his head.
What a fucking freak. Who gets up there and says that? That is one of the freakiest things you could do. Very perverted, very weird. I feel like, either he just wanted to
perv.
Such a perv. He probably wanted to get out of jury duty. Which
that's one way to get out of jury duty.
If 100% he's going to get out of it. But also, for him, I guess he's like, why the fuck do I want to be a part of this? For us, I don't know if you've ever been to jury duty, but I lied my way to get out of jury duty because I was like, I can't be here. And they're like, all right, you're dismissed. because nobody fucking wants to do jury duty. But if I'm getting seated in the Kardashian Blac Chyna case,
yeah,
I'm sticking around.
Yeah, I think that's why it's going to be really hard, honestly, to pick jurors for this case, because like who doesn't know the Kardashians slash, I know, yes, there are a lot of people in the world who are like, don't care about him, but they are fairly polarizing. Like some people really hate them. Some people really love them. So there were definitely some accounts taken of other potential jurors who stood up and said like, I've loved the show. I've watched since I was really young, or like other people being like, I hate reality TV and everything that they stand for. Like there are obviously very strong opinions. So it's going to be quite a process to find people that do fall somewhere in the middle and can have an unbiased view on this. They did, I think it was 70, two groups of potential jurors totaling 76 people have been asked questions to determine eligibility and serving unbiasedly on the trial. And then attorneys are also planning to question another third panel of 24 potential juries on Tuesday. And it's just like people know them from the show or social media. Page 6 wrote, one juror admitted it would be difficult for him to be impartial during the trial because he doesn't like reality TV and wished the show wasn't on any longer. I also have to say, like, and yes, 100% say what you need to say. And I don't know if like the Kardashian Jenners needed to be there or if they wanted to be involved in this process. But for those women to like sit there and just hear these either hear jurors be like, oh, I love them, or hear people be like, it's like saying to their face, like, oh, I actually think what they do is a joke and their show shouldn't be on anymore. I can't be unbiased. It did seem like it got to some of them. I mean, the sex tape comment it's unbelievable.
It's wildly uncomfortable. And as for Blac Chyna, this is a money grab. We saw the conversation between Tyga, Rob Kardashian, and Blac Chyna on Twitter. Blac Chyna is just looking for money, and she knows the people with the most money of all are the Kardashians. So she can find a way to wiggle money out of them.
$60 million.
She's not getting this shit from the Kardashians. Kris Jenner has the right lawyers. This Blac Chyna has not seen a penny from the Kardashians. So she's doing this for a money grab. She wants a little more attention. Even her name being in the articles and the media more will get her some money more. So that works for her. But she's not going to get money from the Kardashians for this. It's so ridiculous. And yeah, I do feel bad that they have to sit there and listen to these people either be perverted or just mean. Like it's one or the other. It's like, I've seen the sex tape. I'm a fucking freak. And I'm not saying you're a freak if you've seen the sex tape, because
but to be
a lot of people have seen the sex tape. But to get up there and be like, I can't be impartial because I've seen the sex tape is one of the weirdest things you could do.
And it wasn't even like that on somewhat a level, like, oh, I don't know. I don't really understand it, but to like double down and be like, yeah, I just be thinking about the sex tape over and over and over again the whole time. It's like, okay, you fucking creep.
It's so uncomfortable. It's so really weird. Very, very weird. I feel bad for them always. Like they can never just, I mean, I don't always feel bad for them. That sounded ridiculous because they are the Kardashians. I take that back. But in this case, it's like they are humans. And so the fact that they have to hear this is strange. And Blac Chyna is the worst. I
agree with you on that. I will say, I do think she might have something, like, I don't know about a lot of the details she goes into when it comes to, let me go back and see, when it comes to like the, assault, battery, domestic violence, defamation. But do I think that Kris Jenner had the power to call E and be like, this show needs to end? Yeah, I do. I do think she has that. I do think she has that power.
And you know what? She has that right as well. Not only does she has the power, she has the right to do that.
Yeah. So is that something that I feel like probably could have happened? Yeah, I do. But this is just starting. We're probably going to hear more about it And I will say, like, as bad as court cartoons are and kind of how they're supposed to be and that exaggerated look, I would like frame this picture. I'm obsessed with this court drawing. Like Chloe has these long ass like claw nails, and then it's like, and then you see Blac Chyna in the background of the girl. It's a work of art. It's a work of modern art.
Revolve issued an apology statement after there were comparisons made to Fyre Festival and them. A lot of influencers were complaining on Instagram and TikTok. We saw a lot of behind the scenes information being revealed about how people get treated there, about how, high level influencers are clearly treated better. They don't even try to hide it. They don't care about the other people there. They're stuffing people on buses. People can't get from the Revolve Festival to the real festival. It's a disaster. They issued an apology that kind of wasn't even really an apology.
No, it wasn't really. It's just, and it really is just funny how, self-important some people do feel, where like comparing this to Fyre. And yes, the media definitely ran with this a lot, I think, by making the like Fyre Fest headlines, which obviously pop more than anything else. But comparing it to Fyre Fest, like Fyre Festival was a disaster on epic proportions. Like people were stranded, no food. Like it was just Revolve Fest, if you showed up at the wrong time, you didn't get in. And like maybe you had to wait in like a really long line for a bus, and maybe you never got on the bus. But I just think like there are some events that they have a capacity, and maybe people didn't realize that, but like that you have a capacity. And if you show up at peak time, there's a chance you don't get it. So it is crazy that Revolve did have to put something out. I'll read what they said. They said, in anticipation of the high level of interest in attending Revolve Festival this year, Revolve worked closely with all appropriate city and safety authorities to ensure a safe and secure path for guests to access the 2-day invitation-only event. With an event of this magnitude, city regulations mandate an off-site location for guest check-in and parking, as well as licensed shuttle transportation to and from the venue. The off-site lot was set up with guest parking, as well as rideshare drop-off and pickup access, with added Wi-Fi for car booking, restrooms, shade, water, medics, and security. As the festival was reaching capacity late Saturday afternoon, shuttle access to the venue was limited in order to remain in compliance with safety requirements, causing longer wait times for entry and resulting in some guests not being able to attend the festival. The safety of our guests is of the utmost importance to us, and we will always make that a priority. It says, we sincerely apologize to all the guests who were impacted. We always strive to provide a great experience, and we promise to do better. So like maybe next year they just don't invite as many people, because it appears like a lot of people went out there to Palm Springs for Revolve Fest and literally nothing else. Like I think Revolve Festival people probably bank on like, oh, they'll come and go, or people will actually go to Coachella or whatever it is. And they just got way more people at Revolve Fest, I think, than they were equipped to handle.
Right. I was thinking like in the future years, what they're going to do, if they're going to make it more inclusive, make these people feel more important, or if they're going to let everyone go. I don't know anymore. After we had talked on Monday about Coachella, I had a bunch of TikToks pop up about people who were there, general admission, not taking pictures of their outfits. It was like, this is what you don't see from influencers. This is the side of Coachella that you don't see. And it's really a lot of fun when you don't have all this pressure around you. And it did look like a lot of fun. The concerts themselves, the performers, the way it was set up, it all looked fun, but you don't see that. You just see people's outfits. You just see I saw the Revolve Festival more than I saw Coachella. I didn't like, everyone was posting about Revolve.
It's because they have a commitment. Like Alyssa said, like they will, and oh my goodness, what a bark. There was that just scared me. Norman. Whoa. Or was that Oreo?
It's fucking Oreo, the worst dog.
Yeah, I was going to say that doesn't sound like Norman.
He barks for no reason. Oreo, shut up. And I don't care about being mean to him. Like he drives me nuts. You don't even know you're barking at. You're blind. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So what were you saying? No, and I've talked to some people in, influencers who don't have like fashion influencers who don't have like massive, insane, crazy millions of people, but a very decent following, where working with Revolve is sometimes hard because they do give you a lot of deliverables. Like you got to post a ton of times, you got to story a ton of times. And that's why we saw nothing but the Revolve Fest all weekend, because all these people had to hit their deliverables.
But I also am not even sure if these people have to hit their deliverables or if they feel like they have to because they were invited. Like when I watched Alyssa's TikTok, the vibe I got from her for when she went years ago was that she thought that she was like one of a select few who were invited. And turns out thousands were invited.
Right.
Are they checking those thousands of people who were invited Instagram? No, there's too many people invited. So I really think we got to make Coachella back to what it was years ago. I'm not sure it will ever be that way again.
I know.
I think it's only going to get worse and worse, unfortunately. But I don't know if you're like me. I just have no desire to go anymore. Yeah. I just feel like these people are making it look like a miserable thing. Although besides what I just said before, the people who go and actually have a really good time, general admission, they're not going for the influencer stuff. They're just going to have a good time and enjoy the music. That seems like a great time. All of this influencer bullshit seems terrible. And these people who think they're so important and they're complaining because of a long line for a cocktail, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like the whole
don't go then. Like don't go if you're going to feel important. Because let me tell you, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people going to Coachella. You're not going to feel important. Kendall Jenner, Hailey Bieber, do they feel important? Timothy Chalamet? Yes. But like, don't go to Coachella.
And Timothy Chalamet's using porta potties. So yeah. I do agree with you. I think it's going to probably change a lot in the next few years. I don't know in what way, but it just feels like because it was off for 2 years and it just kind of came back in the exact same way, that it just didn't quite hit as hard. So I don't know, maybe they'll make changes, maybe they won't, because at the end of the day, people are always going to show up and buy tickets and it's going to sell out and be a entirely massive event. So for as far as Revolve goes, maybe they don't extend the invite to so many people next year.
Keep it to the quote unquote important people.
Get ready for summer with Slick's frozen cocktail pops. Drinking in the summer, if you don't have a stocked cooler or your drinks are getting a little bit too warm, any of those things, you don't have to worry about it with the frozen cocktail pops. You can put them right into your cooler, take them wherever you need to go, and they taste delicious, and it'll give you your desired result. Each pop contains 8% ABV and only natural flavors, all coming in at under 100 calories. They have different spirit-based packs. So they have the rum, agave margaritas, and the rum daiquiris. All are so good, perfect for summer. You can throw them in your cooler to go to a pool party or the lake or a backyard barbecue, whatever it is. Slick is the perfect companion for any of those great outdoor events. Just know that once you Slick, sipping will never be the same. We've tried them. They're great. I think it's going to be something that I'm bringing to the beach with me this summer for sure. So head to slickspiritedice.com to snag a pack of Slick or 2 or 10 and stock your freezer with pops for your next good times occasion. Make sure to use promo code SlickChicks2 to get 10% off your order. That's SLIQ. Slick, I want to reiterate, Slick, SLIQ. So you're going to slickspiritedice.com. Promo code SlickChicks2 to get 10% off your order. This ad has been brought to you by 21 Holdings LLC in West Chicago, Illinois. You must be 21 and up to purchase and consume. Please drink responsibly. Drake posted an Instagram on Monday night that put everyone into a tizzy. It just didn't make any sense. Our champagne poppy. He posted 5 photos, I think. And the caption said, "They too soft to understand the meaning of hard work." The first picture is him. There's just bright lights behind him. Not really sure where he is. Second picture is his son. Third picture is, I'm guessing, him. He's in a bucket hat on the beach at sunset. Fourth picture is him again. He's got his hand on his face. Looks he's making a little pouty face. And then the last one is a picture of him and Taylor Swift. Why? I don't know. I feel like there was no reason. Like, I think he just added. Like, I think he just added this at the end to be like. I think he might have been looking at old photos and thought, "Wow, look at this picture of me and Taylor Swift." Have people? I don't like. Look at this old photo.
That doesn't look that old though. Like, based on how he looks.
It is. Well, all these other pictures, he's got braids. He doesn't have braids in this picture with Taylor, and Taylor looks different.
I thought that maybe the caption fit the picture. Like, he's referencing Taylor Swift working very hard. Like, I don't know. But at first I thought he like photoshopped himself into Taylor Swift.
So did I.
It was very confusing, but they look like friends. And I think that if Taylor Swift and Drake were to come together and make any sort of music or song, it would be the most listened to song that this world has ever seen. Think about it. Drake has like some of the top songs ever. Taylor Swift has the same thing. You put those two together, I don't know what kind of music they would make. I don't know what kind of song it would be, but I do know that it would be the most listened to song that anyone's ever heard.
I know. So I don't know. Of course, like the theories and conspiracies are running wild. Fans think that maybe they're referencing he's like going to work on something from the vault, or they're going to have something come out. They've known each other for a while. They did a commercial for Apple Music together in 2016. And there's also rumors that Taylor Swift had like an album that she never put out. Or I don't even, maybe that's not what it is. There was after that, and then Reputation came out, and fans thought maybe there was something that could have involved Drake because the Bad Blood remix that had Kendrick Lamar did so well. And someone had said that Drake and Taylor Swift have been friends for a while, and the new album had a different sound, and that's when Taylor released Reputation. And fans thought that there would have maybe been a Drake feature on Reputation, and there wasn't. And then he posted this picture and was like, "Oh, like, is she re-recording Reputation?" Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I do think it's an interesting point that you bring up about Kendrick Lamar, because I kind of forgot that whole thing. Like, Taylor Swift has worked with rappers before. I was thinking, why would Taylor Swift do something with Drake? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But actually, Tommy Smokes brought up an interesting point on the group chat where he said, in a similar vein, Drake and Taylor Swift are both looked at as like corny in some way, but they both have like die-hard, passionate fans. So I do think them making something together would work. Could they just be friends and relate to each other in some way? Yes. Just a very random picture to throw everyone for a loop.
Yeah. And I just think like with the Drake, Kardashians, Kanye, Taylor Reputation makes sense. You know, like for him to be involved in some way makes sense. What's probably more likely is that he literally just posted this picture for no good reason. And it just sent everyone fucking spiraling. And this isn't even coming from her. Like, we expect the Easter eggs from her. And because she's so known for it now, anytime anybody else posts with her, everybody fucking spirals too. So it's like Drake spirals. Now everyone is trying to connect the dots on what this could possibly mean. And I think a lot of people feel like it could be something for Reputation and the Reputation re-record. Or maybe it could be 1989. Like maybe she does Bad Blood with Drake. I don't know.
I don't know, but I want something. And
like this is like the shit that the rabbit hole that people go down is. I was deep into the Taylor, the Swifties Twitter, just like looking to see what people were saying. And people were like, 1989 is Taylor's 5th album. And Drake posted that picture as the 5th picture in a carousel of photos. Like, it's just, some things are definitely a reach and probably have no connection whatsoever. But could it be 1989? Then people were like, oh, the picture looks like it could be a Polaroid, and 1989 had all the Polaroids. I don't know, man.
I don't know either, but I'm excited to find out. And I hope it's something.
Wow. So this is on Reddit. There's an unconfirmed, and take it with a grain of salt. Like this is, it's Reddit. It's coming from Reddit. An unconfirmed, unreleased album called Karma that Taylor never put out. There's a hugely popular fan theory that Taylor was forced to scrap an album called Karma back in 2016 after her feud with Kim and Kanye. The theory largely stems from the fact that Taylor released a new album every 2 years like clockwork between 06 and 14, with each one coming with a whole new style and hairdo to mark a new era for Taylor. In the lead up to 1989's 2-year anniversary, Taylor appeared to debut an edgy, rock-inspired look complete with bleach blonde hair. While we saw a lot of this style in Taylor's red carpet appearances, interviews, and photo shoots throughout 2016, we never got an album that embodied the new look. And just 3 months before her new album was expected to be released, Taylor faced huge public backlash when her and Kanye's feud over his single Famous exploded. Huh. I have actually never heard that fan theory.
These people know so much and I don't know how.
I know. And there, you never know. Taylor's obviously never said anything about an album called Karma, but I guess that led to some people thinking, oh my God, maybe something from Karma could be released that would have Drake. So yeah, everyone's spiraling. The Swifties have lost their mind because once again, like the Swifties have lost their mind anyway, because it feels like there's been so many rumors about Taylor releasing a new project or having a new album coming out in the near future. And we haven't heard anything about it yet. And then Drake just drops this and he must get a good laugh, right? Like he has his comments turned off on Instagram, like for all of his posts. Like it's only for the people that he follows are allowed to comment. So people can't, like he can't even see people spiraling in his own comments. He just posts and watches the Swifties lose their mind.
I could see Drake posting that with a smile on his face, giggling. You ever see those pictures of Drake on his phone? Like that's what I picture him doing, posting with Taylor Swift.
Exactly. I totally agree.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Portland people, make sure you buy those tickets. Trent is coming and he will be upset if you're not there. Also, we're working on Seattle. You guys know the issue with that. Merch is still available. Link in the description. Make sure you buy. We love you guys and we will talk to you on Friday.